Okay.
And the AI companion. Welcome everyone to our 11 o'clock session. I have the honor of introducing Dilara Zhumagul, who is a research scholar from Zhubanov University, and she's coming to us all the way from Kazakhstan. So welcome. She's going to be speaking on From Generic to Specific, AI's role in tailoring open education resources for ESP.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Aubrey. Hi, guys. Well, let me first share my screen and then I'll start straight away with the presentation. Okay, I do hope you all can see the screen. Yep, you can. Okay. So good afternoon to you, but good night to me, like greetings from the other side of the world. And Jeffrey just said that I'm the very first person to present in the conference from Kazakhstan. And unfortunately, I didn't prepare any slides introducing my country, my very beautiful country. Just a couple words that says, we are between China and Russia. You can imagine to be situated between those two huge giants in the political sense, yeah. And the country is relatively big. We take the 9th place in terms of the area in the world. Yes, the country is very intercultural and multicultural. We do have more than 130 ethnicities in here in the country. Well, we still speak both languages, Russian and Kazakh, where Kazakh is our native language, is a Turkic language. But of course, everyone, at least the older generations, understand Russian as well. Okay, so let me start then. I'm very honored to be part of the 2025 AI OER Institute and to share a topic that sits in the intersection of technology, language teaching, and professional learning. Okay, I just let some people in. And how AI can help us move from generic to specific in the way we design and deliver OER for English for specific purposes. We say ESP. Okay, today I show you, oops. Okay, today I'll show you how we can leverage AI to close the gap between generalized English resources and the real-world career-focused needs of learners. Okay, so let's begin by clarifying what we mean by ESP. Unlike general English, ESP focuses on learners who need English for specific academic or professional purposes, such as oil and gas, engineers, business analysts, or medical professionals have been teaching English for several years for technical majors. And these learners are just looking to improve English broadly. They need the language skills, vocabulary, and communication patterns to that match their field. It's in this sense, we're not talking about the general English. We really need some specific knowledge to be able to communicate within their fields. And that's why one-size-fits-all approaches fail short, and where both OER and AI can step in to help. Yes, this is what I was talking about. English for specific purposes, let's say English tailored to professional or academic fields. And open educational resources play a vital role in widening access to knowledge and supporting independent learning. But when it comes to ESP, most OER are too general to be truly useful. And I really speak from my experience. Teachers often find themselves spending hours and hours adapting these materials to fit specific workplace or academic contexts. And that's where AI offers a powerful advantage. It can help us create, customize, and deliver targeted content faster and more effectively. And so, how does AI help? This is what I'm asking myself very often. AI tools, especially those powered by natural language processing and machine learning, can analyze specialized text and generate field-relevant content. For example, generative AI like GPT, all know GPT, can simulate authentic workplace dialogues or summarize domain-specific articles. AI chatbots can also provide practice tailored to a learner's role, say practicing airport announcements for aviation students or safety briefings for oil engineers. AI can even assess learner input and suggest personalized feedback. Let me walk you through a real-world examples. Suppose we are designing a module for students in the oil and gas sector. Using AI, we can generate topic relevant texts, safety instructions, industry-specific vocabulary lists, and quizzes that adapt in difficulty based on the learner's performance. We can even simulate job interviews or tool safety briefings. The result, what is the result? Great question. Learners feel more confident and motivated and prepared for their future careers because what they are learning is actually relevant, but not sometimes my students, at least that what I got from their feedback, they sometimes don't need all those rules, grammar and drills, but what they really need is specific knowledge, what they will be using later in their careers. Okay, so am I right? Yes, I am. Now let's get a bit practical. You don't need to be a tech expert. For example, at least I'm not, to start using AI in your ESP teaching. Tools like GPT, Claude, Gemini can help you create industry-specific scenarios. Perplexity is excellent for generating source-based ESP reading tasks. Quizlets, which I use very often, AI features are great for making flashcards in specialized fields. If you use H5P, you can build interactive OER with AI-generated content embedded right in. All these tools aren't replacing you. We're not talking about it. They are just enhancing what you already do well. They are great helpers. And you can see on the slide what I typically use in my teaching practice. From experience, I've seen that ESP learners are far more engaged when the content speaks their professional language. AI has helped me scale content creation while maintaining relevance. But it's not just about speed, it's about resonance. That said, AI is not perfect. It can hallucinate or get context wrong. That's why educator oversight is crucial. The best results come from a human AI partnership, not blind automation, not just like copy paste. AI are not a the all great assistance and whatever, but their help is great. Yes. And of course, we can't ignore the challenges. There are many challenges. AI-generated content may reflect bias or lack cultural and contextual accuracy. Don't forget, AI is not a human being. This is just a machine learning, yes. We also need to be careful about the data privacy, especially if learners are interacting with AI tools directly. And most importantly, we must ensure that ESP content aligns with actual workplace demands, not just what sounds plausible. That's why professional and educator input is still essential. And if we're talking about best practices, let's start with the learners. Who are they? What do they need to do in English? Then use AI to generate drafts, scenarios, and assessments, but always validate for accuracy. It helps to build a shared repository of ESP materials that you and your colleagues can adapt. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. Collaboration is key. Together, we can build smarter, more specific OER ecosystems. Okay, I think I'm too fast. Yes, and what's next? Great question. Looking ahead, I'm working on creating an open access ESP AI toolkit that includes prompts, templates, and sample modules for different industries. I hope to collaborate with teachers from other countries to co-create multilingual. AI enhanced ESP OER. There is also growing interest in using AI not just for content, but for assessment, providing detailed contextual feedback to learners based on their field-specific writing or speaking. If you remember one thing from today, let it be this. AI gives us the power to move from generic teaching to more specific, relevant, and empowering education. When combined with OER, we're not just opening access to learning, we're tailoring it for real-world success. By now, I hope you feel like more equipped to explore how AI can help you enrich and adapt OER for your ESP learners. You've seen some examples, tools, and strategies, and well, I invite you to try them in your own context because your learners deserve content that speaks their language, at least what I feel every time I enter the classroom. Thank you so much for attention and curiosity. Thank you for all who attended this session with me now. And I love to hear your experiences, your questions, and your ideas. So please feel free to put your questions into the chat. So I'm not going to stop sharing. So let's start our question answer sessions. I kept it really fast and short. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That leaves us time for some questions and
Yeah,
also
sure.
to talk about some of the maybe some collaborative opportunities.
Okay, let me stop sharing, and I want to check the chat. Maybe there were any questions? No.
I'm for the last I guess it's been 6 or 7 years now. I've been a faculty mentor for Open Education for a Better World, which is a UNESCO project, and they would be really interested in English for special purposes, because one of the difficult things about OERs is finding OER for technical colleges.
Exactly. We do experience the same issue here in Kazakhstan. The Minister of Education, they're trying to attract more students for technical majors. The problem is that the language proficiency is really, really low. And that's why they want us teachers from all the country to create some open materials resources to teach students for technical majors. Yeah.
See, is there anybody? So, like the last session that I was in, somebody mentioned that it was difficult to find OER for pharmacy tech and things like that. And in our previous um, last year's OER Institute, we had a librarian from Tacoma Community College shared with us a lot of OER, some research that she's done on OER in for technical colleges and the professions.
Oh.
Maybe we have is there someone in this room who is teaching at a technical college who uses OER? Anybody? So another thing we've got going here at Clover Park Technical College is we have some we're in the welding department. There's a welding textbook that's openly licensed, and they're going to use AI to translate the textbook into Spanish. And but what they're going to do is they have some people who are fluent in Spanish in the department who will read through it and make corrections. Um, so if they had actually sat down and had like human translators to translate it, it would have taken a lot of time, right, to do that kind of a project. But uh, the ability to use AI to kind of take uh, uh, an initial stab at it, um, will save them a lot of time.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely true.
so,
Exactly.
so you're doing English for is it specific purposes? Is that or special purposes?
Yeah, I'm for well, last term I was teaching for biology and chemistry students, and also for uh computational science students, right? And year before, my students were in majoring in electrical energetics, something like this,
Mhm.
and oil and gas industry. Exactly. Yeah. This branch is very, very popular here. Oil and gas, Kazakhstan is very rich in oil and gas resources, and this is still a very demanding area, and many students major in oil and gas industry. And of course, they need the language proficiency, English
Mhm.
in English, yeah.
And what's the approach in Kazakhstan? Because there's how many languages are spoken in Kazakhstan?
Well, we're still the official one is Kazakh, which is very close to Turkish, Uzbek. As I said at the beginning, it's one of the Turkic languages.
Mhm,
And the second official one is Russian.
mhm.
And there is no one, no single person here who does not speak in Russian. Everyone at least understands. Another thing that people just sometimes don't want to speak Russian to some reasons, but well, I was born and raised in a Russian-speaking family. That's why my dominating language is Russian, of course, because
Mhm.
I went to the Russian university, and yes, Russian is still very, very uh it's maybe it's not that attractive anymore here, but due to the some political reasons we all speak Russian.
Right.
And the border, the Russian-Kazakh border is very long. We are bordered by Russia in some parts of our country. I'm living, it's only 2 hours remote from Russia. Yeah, that's very, very
Right.
close.
Okay. All right. Do we have any questions or comments? Gosh. You can unmute if you like, or put a question in
I
the
don't
chat.
see any.
Okay. Okay, so our I'd like to again thank Dilara very much for coming and sharing with us today, and we really appreciate you taking the time to work on this presentation.
Thank you.
Um, Also, this is being recorded, and so it will be up on our website, and also if you have any notes or the slides you'd like to share, we'll put those up as well.
Sure,
And we'll be
sure.
sending links to all of that out to all the participants here.
Thank
If
you.
you, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.